Servant leadership. In my opinion, this is one of the best, high vibe, most effective ways of leadership, how you can show up as a leader. Servant leadership. That's what this video is going to be about. Hi YouTube, this is Kristen Moonrise. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the upcoming full buck moon in Capricorn on Sunday, July 21st. This is the second of two full moons in Capricorn this Cancer season. So check out the video of the last full moon. That was the strawberry Capricorn moon on June 21st here. And so I am a data scientist and an astrologer and also a life coach. And I like to help people find clarity in their lives by using astrology. So I've been MIA for a while as Hurricane Beryl really did a number on Houston, despite it being a Category 1 hurricane. Thankfully, hubby and I were only without power the morning that the storm came in, but the internet has been spotty. The phone service has been spotty this entire time, but we're safe. We've got everything back to normal now, and I hope everyone is recovering well because many others weren't so lucky. So hopefully things are getting back to normal for a lot of other people. So we'll look at the chart. We've got the full buck moon in Capricorn, Sunday, July 21st, 5:17 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Houston, Texas. The moon in Capricorn opposing the sun in Cancer in the last degrees of the season at 29 degrees 8 minutes. And so this brings us to the end of Cancer season as Cancer season ends that next day on July 22nd. And Native Americans called this full moon the buck moon as new antlers emerge from a buck's head this time of year. So we've got Uranus in the earth sign of Taurus, Mars and Jupiter in the air sign of Gemini, Sun in water sign of Cancer, Venus and Mercury in the fire sign of Leo, Moon in the earth sign of Capricorn, of course, Pluto in the air sign of Aquarius, and Saturn and Neptune in the water sign of Pisces. And I also have a scatter plot here. I like to do these on the side. This is just pretty much just if the astrology wheel is not intuitive for you. I also put a scatter plot showing what constellations each of the planets are located. So basically it just shows the same thing. So last month's full moon in Capricorn was about assessing if your skills are relevant at your job or business in this ever-changing economy. This moon will piggyback off of that, but emphasizing leadership qualities and business partnerships. Building your professional network is how you'll advance, and this is a time to really sell yourself on what your skills are and how you can get your employer or clients or partners the results that they desire. This is about servant leadership and showing up properly so others can decide to buy into your message. That's what Venus and Mercury in Leo tells us. So yes, set yourself up to win, but not at another person or another group of people's expense. It must be authentic. Leadership is not about bullying others, sabotaging others, embarrassing others, or diminishing their voices. It's about encouragement, uplifting, leading by example, so everyone is together on the mission. We've gotten way too comfortable with the idea that leadership is diabolical. Mars in Gemini reminds us how we can lead by inspiring others through our speech and writing. So how are your public speaking and writing skills? No one wants a leader who cannot effectively communicate. And even if you are not an entrepreneur, how can you be entrepreneurial at your day job? What new initiatives can you start? And if you're in an environment where you feel discouraged about taking initiatives, perhaps that's not the best environment for your growth. And going back to the importance of effective communication and leadership, I didn't even plan on even talking about this in the video, but I wanted to throw this in. So there was this particular lady that I had worked with for a few years in a particular role, and she was new. I had been in my position for a few years, so it was my task to train her on a lot of different things. And so she took a liking to me, and we were good at first, but I think perhaps maybe me being so comfortable in my position, it kind of triggered her a little bit, which was a little bit weird for me because I was always there to help, and it was never anything else to it. So one day she ended up making a really big mistake and on a deadline that had to do with other people getting paid. And if she was close to really missing that deadline, her supervisor had to make up the difference overnight, and he was out of town. And so that really embarrassed her that this deadline that she had been given 2 weeks to do, along with other people were also given this deadline, about 3 other people from me, to have returned that document, their own documents about who they supervise and what amounts they were owed for particular work that they were doing. So if that didn't get in on time, then those people who were counting on that money would not be paid. So long story short, she ended up getting really, really upset with me, and her entire attitude shifted. And I could have decided to go back and forth with her, as she was always trying to create some sort of dynamic where she was trying to get me to crack. But I saw where that was going, so I didn't feed into it. I would just say, according to policy, according to protocol, according to how things have been done in years, even before I got here, this is how things have always been done. So she would try to come and, poke a hole in whatever I was saying, and I would say, according to policy. I just kept flatly saying according to policy when she was trying to always trip me up or find a mistake of some kind. So I would always, give her the opportunity to spot a mistake of mine if she ever found one, and she never did. So another thing about her skills is that she did not have good writing skills, and we worked around a lot of intellectuals, a lot of people with terminal degrees, with master's degrees and doctorates. So there is a certain level of expectation on writing skills amongst the people that we work with. So one thing I did notice is that maybe not just with me, but she did over time start to adapt a better way of writing her emails. And even she even kind of took a lot of words, how I use certain words. These were words she never would have used when she first started there, and words that other people didn't even use. But my phrasing, I started to kind of see it in how she would write her emails. And so her tone really softened a lot, and her writing skills got better, her speaking skills got better. So I knew that whatever her issue was not mine to expose. My job was just to do my job and make sure that she was doing hers. But people are still going to always pay attention. I knew that people were still paying attention. My supervisor, her supervisor, whoever was on the email, they were always paying attention. So eventually her tone softened. She wasn't trying to poke holes and trying to find something wrong with what I was saying, but it was kind of endearing to kind of see that over time she started to kind of adopt how I spoke, how I wrote over emails, and kind of made that her own. So I considered that flattery. So before this video gets too long, I've got the bar plot here, and this shows how many planets are in each of the elements, as each sign is assigned to one of the 4 elements you see here. So it's a pretty balanced chart, showing the need to be well balanced in our various skill sets and energies when it comes to servant leadership. So we've got 3 planets in water signs, which represent our emotions, 3 planets in air signs representing our intellect, 2 planets in fire signs indicating our willpower, and 2 planets in earth signs representing our groundedness. And lastly, we've got the tarot card here. I've pulled the Star. And so it may be a little bit of an odd card to pull. And no, this does not mean to show up naked in front of your subordinates or at your job or anything. To me, this represents all four elements as we've got water, earth, because she's outside, we've got air, and we've got the light or the fire from the star. The star is above her head. So to me, I felt into it, and this means that you've shed away all things negative and restrictive, any limiting beliefs that you've got about yourself when it comes to leadership. You're strong, free, unburdened, and not trying to control anything from a negative perspective. You're practicing servant leadership as you're taking care and meeting the needs of your environment. And it's okay to ask for help. There is no ego, but balance. All right, so if you want to work with me one-on-one on this topic, visit my website linked below. I do astrology readings and life coaching. I've also linked a course on ending self-sabotaging behavior and becoming confident. That's all in the description box. I hope that you enjoyed this video of the full buck moon in Capricorn upcoming this Sunday, July 21st. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.